Good morning, and we're at day 2 of the production vlog. I just woke up and got ready to go out for breakfast, and I just wanted to show you the view today because it is pretty good. As you can see here, they're still building. There's my finger. Still building something. And what is particularly special here is that you can see the mountains. Now, remember, from other times, the air quality would be so bad that you can't even see the mountains. So that's a good sign. It means the air quality is a bit better today. And yesterday I could see it too, so that's also a really good sign. Today I decided to do recordings at 4K and 3D frames, so let's see how that works out. I couldn't leave the hotel without getting some coffee, but if you know about coffee in China, it's a little bit hard to get, or at least in my area here, it's a little bit hard to get. So I got it from the KFC, which was surprising because I hadn't thought of that before, stupidly enough, but the coffee looks decent. Now just quickly go to the factory and just let me make this cool transition so that we can jump to a totally different scene here. And boom, we're in the factory. So we're gonna head into the assembly line and take a look at some Wooting 2s and do some troubleshooting. They just told me they already assembled 35 keyboards of the 50, which was a little bit out of my expectations because I missed the assembly, but no worries, I'm still going to record the assembly of the last 15 keyboards on Thursday, which is tomorrow basically. But this is great because it gave me the opportunity to start testing more keyboards earlier, so that's what I'm doing now. I'm testing those 35 keyboards on their analog function and on RGB. And why RGB? Is because the RGB LED lights, they draw a lot of power, and the question is, with those extra keys, how much power can we draw, and what is the impact on analog when drawing this amount of power? This is the analog testing machine that you might be familiar with if you looked at any of the other vlogs. This tests every key on the keyboard for its analog input. Here it shows me the results. You can see it says NG there. It means a couple of keys here that are red are not according to our specifications, and it can have various reasons. And then we go over to the last station, which is over here. So here you can see I have a keyboard and laptop set up, and that device and this device, which basically tells me how much current and how much voltage the keyboard is using when plugged in. Because of the RGB LED, it draws a lot of power for USB to have the brightness that we want to have, and now we just have to make sure with these extra keys that we're within the specifications. And the second thing is, because we don't only need power for the RGB LED, we also need power for the optical parts, which is the IR and the PT. So now we need to make sure that we have a good balance between brightness and performance. And that's why I'm combining everything from testing the analog to testing the power and amount of power it draws. So here we have one of the assembled keyboards. You can see there's a number on here, number 18. This is to make sure that we know which keyboard is which, because every keyboard has its own little issues. Now, why am I saying issues? Because all of the materials that were used are not necessarily the final material. It's just a range of different samples, and now is a chance to look at different little issues that could occur during mass production. So what is NG, what is OK? We also have here, you can see that this is one of the final bottom cases when it comes to the finish. So it's not the final bottom case in itself yet, but the finish is close to final now. And it's also my job to check if the finish is everywhere, because we had with the Wooting 1 there was a side where the finish wasn't completely added yet. So I'm really carefully checking it now. And then you can see here, these are the locations for the rubber feet to go into, which is not assembled in this case. And this is where the sticker goes, and here's where flip out feet goes. And I always find this the most exciting part, the cable gutter, because we've added a couple of small improvements to the cable gutter compared to the Wooting 1, and I tested it. It works really great, especially with the new cable that we have that I don't have around here right at my hand reach, but it's a more softer cable, and it fits very well. And the best thing is you can fit any other and much thicker cables also in here. So I'm very pleased to have tried it out. And then you can see also here the side profile design, which has the bigger gap compared to the Wooting 1. And overall, I'm pretty pleased with how it's going until so far. Nothing really going out of my own expectations. And tomorrow we'll have a cool part because then we can do the assembly. Now I'm reaching the end of the day, so I'm going to get some dinner and go back to the hotel and close the day. So let's make a transition. And we're back in the hotel room. And we're ready at the end of the day. I already ate my dinner and everything, and now I'm just doing this small edit to get this vlog ready for today. And then tomorrow we'll have the actual assembly of the trial production for those last 15 keyboards. One last thing, this Friday will be the last vlog I can make for the trial production here. And if you have any questions between this one and the one that I'll be making on Friday, please leave it in the comments below so I can see it and maybe I can respond to it in the last vlog on Friday. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.